All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Campaigning for assembly elections in Rajasthan and Telangana reaches its peak, polling on Friday. Voting for 7th phase of Panchayat elections in Jammu and Kashmir begins. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath reviews situation in Bulandshahar, announces ex-gratia of 50 lakh rupees for family of the deceased police inspector. Navy Day being celebrated today. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to co-chair India-UAE Joint Commission meeting today in Abu Dhabi. In Men's Hockey World Cup, England to lock horns with Australia, while Ireland will take on China. Campaigning for assembly elections in Rajasthan and Telangana has reached its peak as only 2 days have been left for the polls. Political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address rallies in Jaipur, Hanumangarh and Sikar in Rajasthan today. Senior BJP leaders Rajnath Singh, Nitin Gadkari, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat and Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje will also campaign for the party in different parts of the state. Congress President Rahul Gandhi will hold public meetings in Malakhera, Surajgarh, Salumbar and Udaipur rural constituencies. Other party leaders Digvijay Singh, Harish Rawat and Selja will also campaign for Congress candidates. In Telangana, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Hyderabad last evening, while Congress President Rahul Gandhi held public meetings at Gadwal and Tandur. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a public meeting last evening in which he termed Congress, TRS, TDP and MIM as family parties and they are undemocratic. Congress President Rahul Gandhi took up corner meetings in the city along with leaders of People's Alliance after addressing election meetings at Gadwal and Tandur. TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao, while campaigning at different places in the state, refuted these allegations and said he is an agent of people of Telangana. With polling day inching closer, the political heat getting soared to unprecedented level. Parties are bringing in their star campaigners to draw the attention of voters and brighten the prospects of their candidates. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
The two states will go to polls on Friday to elect new assemblies. The counting of votes will be taken up on the 11th of this month, along with Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Mizoram. Meanwhile, Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee Working President and Kodangal Congress candidate Revant Reddy was detained by police this morning for allegedly trying to provoke people. He had given a call to people in the constituency to protest against TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who is scheduled to address an election meeting in Kodangal today. Police sources said he has been booked under various sections of the IPC after Election Commission received a complaint from the TRS. In Jammu and Kashmir, polling has begun for the 7th phase of Panchayat elections. The voting, which began at 8 this morning, will end at 2 p.m. Tight security arrangements have been made in all the poll-bound areas. Panchayat elections in the state are being held on non-party basis in 9 phases. More from a correspondent.
In the 7th phase, an electorate of 4,75,865 will be voting for Sarbaj constituencies and 3,45,880 for Panch constituencies. In this phase, 30 blocks from 15 districts of Jammu and Kashmir divisions are going to polls. A total of 892 polling stations have been categorized as hypersensitive, of which 428 are in Kashmir division and 464 in Jammu division. Basic minimum facilities have been ensured in all the polling stations for facilitating the voters. Government officers have been appointed as general observers to oversee the smooth, fair and orderly conduct of Panchayat elections. R.K. Rana, AR News, Jammu.
In Assam, campaigning for the first phase of Panchayat elections concluded last evening. Polling will be held tomorrow. In first phase, altogether 16 districts of the state will go to the polls to elect all levels of members and councillors of 251 Zilla Parishad councils. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath last night reviewed the situation in violence-marred Bulandshahar. He also announced an ex-gratia of 50 lakh rupees for the family of Inspector Subodh Kumar Singh, who died in an attack by villagers in Siana area of Bulandshahar district yesterday. More from our correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath reviewed the situation of Bulandshahar late night and expressed deep sorrow over the death of the police officer on duty and a villager in the incident of violence. He announced that 40 lakh rupees will be given to the wife of late inspector, while 10 lakh rupees will be given to his parents. The state government will also give government job to one person of the family, apart from providing extraordinary pension. SIT under supervision of IG Range Meerut has already been formed to probe Bulandshahar violence. Meanwhile, situation is now under control in Siana and heavy police force deployed in the area. ADG Meerut Zone and IG Zone are camping in Bulandshahar, and 6 companies of PSC along with 5 companies of RAF are also at the spot. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The second meeting of the NITI Forum for the Northeast will be held in Guwahati today to identify various constraints in the way of accelerated, inclusive and sustainable economic growth in the region and to recommend suitable interventions for addressing identified constraints. Vice Chairman of the NITI Aayog, Rajiv Kumar, will preside over the meeting, while it will be co-chaired by Minister of State for Development of the Northeastern Region, Dr. Jitendra Singh. More from a correspondent.
The NITI Forum for Northeast was constituted this year to periodically review the development status in Northeast region. The forum is tasked to identify various constraints on the way of accelerated, inclusive and sustainable economic growth in the Northeast of the country and to recommend suitable intervention for addressing identified constraints. Members of the forum include secretaries of various ministries of the center, chief secretaries of all the 8 northeastern states and also senior government officials and experts from various fields. Manas Patim Sharma, AIR News, Guwahati.
For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. You can also log on to our website newsonair.nic.in. Navy Day is being celebrated today. The day is celebrated in honor of the Maritime Forces' role during the war with Pakistan in 1971 when Indian warships attacked Karachi port and successfully hurt Pakistani operations in the western coast. The day is also celebrated to highlight the role the Navy plays in securing the country's marine borders during peacetime and carrying out humanitarian missions. Addressing a press conference on the eve of the Navy Day in New Delhi yesterday, Navy Chief Admiral Sunil Lamba said the Indian Navy is the net security provider in the Indian Ocean region and is fully capable of meeting traditional and non-traditional threats. Admiral Lamba said,
"There are challenges in the Indian Ocean region. It is a very important ocean which links the east and the west. At any given time, there are almost over 100 multinational ships deployed in the northern part of the Indian Ocean. Being the largest maritime force in the Indian Ocean, it is our responsibility to provide net security to the littorals of the Indian Ocean and ensure safety and security of the sea lines of communication and the global commons in the Indian Ocean."
President Ramnath Kovind has extended good wishes to all men and women of the Indian Navy on the occasion. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, "The nation is proud of their commitment to protecting country's maritime frontiers, securing trade routes, and providing assistance in times of humanitarian emergencies." External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will co-chair the 12th session of the India-UAE Joint Commission meeting for economic and technical cooperation with Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Foreign Minister of the UAE today. A report.
It will be a packed day for the External Affairs Minister today. Apart from co-chairing the 12th session of the India-UAE Joint Commission meeting for economic and technical cooperation, Sushma Swaraj would be inaugurating a Gandhi Zayed Digital Museum in Abu Dhabi to mark the celebrations of 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi's birth and centenary celebrations of the birth of Sheikh Zayed, founder of the modern UAE. She is also scheduled to interact with the expat Indian community in Abu Dhabi. The Indian community has a very strong presence in the UAE. Ambassador Navdeep Suri in a tweet said that External Affairs Minister's visit will give a strong boost to India-UAE comprehensive strategic partnership. Kanchan Prasad, AIR News, Abu Dhabi.
Defense Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that New Delhi sees US as an important partner in the field of defense. In her remarks at the start of her bilateral talks with the U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis at the Pentagon, she said mutual trust and confidence in defense partnership between the two countries is growing. Ms. Sitharaman said she is encouraged by the importance attached to the India-U.S. defense relationship in the new U.S. national security strategy, exuding confidence that the bilateral talks will accord greater momentum to the dialogue and partnership between the two countries. She said the relationship continued to be very strong. The defense minister is on a 5-day official visit to the United States. The political crisis in Sri Lanka has further aggravated with a court of appeal restraining Mahida Rajapaksa and his cabinet from functioning, while President Maithripala Sirisena has refused to reappoint Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Prime Minister. The interim order by court came last evening on petitions filed by MPs supporting Mr. Wickremesinghe, challenging the authority of Mr. Rajapaksa to hold office as Prime Minister after he lost the no-confidence motion in Parliament last month. In Men's Hockey World Cup today, England will lock horns with Australia, while Ireland will take on China in Bhubaneswar. Yesterday, Argentina defeated New Zealand 3-0 in their second Group A match, while Spain and France played out a 1-1 draw. And now, for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Sanjay Mattu.
Thank you, Anuja. The Asian Age writes about the Navy Chief's assurance to keep round-the-clock vigil on India's maritime capability, along with induction of 56 warships and submarines and the process for bringing in a third aircraft carrier in the Indian Navy. All the newspapers have covered the mob violence erupting in Bulandshahar, Uttar Pradesh yesterday over alleged rumours of cow slaughter. Cop among 2 killed in UP mob violence is a headline in DNA. The Pioneer writes, cow vigilantes kill cop in UP. The Hindustan Times adds, SHO killed in violence is part of the initial probe into the lakh lynching case in Dadri. The Indian Express reports about India telling the world at the Environment Meet in Poland that it's well on course to achieving all the climate targets ahead of deadlines it had set for itself, and also asking the developed countries to fulfill their obligations as well. The Jet Airways promising to clear staff dues within 4 months after its services were hit, as pilots went on mass sick leave, affecting the schedule of over 18 flights, is a headline in The Hindu. Amazon briefly becomes Wall Street's most valuable company, headlines The Economic Times, days after Microsoft Corporation dethroned longtime leader Apple. First time in history, Indian Olympic Association submits interest to bid for 2032 Olympic Games, reports The Pioneer, on India being dead serious about bringing the Olympics to India. In a bid to provide seamless travel to people and ensure transparency in the public transport system, the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation launched the rebranded Common Mobility Card 1 with the tagline, One Delhi, One Card, writes the Tribune. Massive fire in Mumbai's RA forest near Infinity IT Park, reports the Hindustan Times, with no reported casualties but a heavy damage to the forest being feared. And finally, German Shepherds, Labradors and Belgian Malinois used by CISF in airport security could soon be a thing of the past, as they now have competition from a factory-built dog. These robotic canines can sniff explosives as well as X-ray scan the luggage with their eyes, states the Times of India. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Sanjay. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Campaigning for assembly elections in Rajasthan and Telangana reaches its peak, polling on Friday. Voting for 7th phase of Panchayat elections in Jammu and Kashmir begins. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath reviews situation in Bulandshahar. Announces ex-gratia of 50 lakh rupees for family of the deceased police inspector. Navy Day being celebrated today. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to co-chair India-UAE Joint Commission meeting today in Abu Dhabi. In Men's Hockey World Cup, England to lock horns with Australia, while Ireland will take on China. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.